Hey, fellow coin lovers. Let me ask you something. What if I told you that a penny from 1960 could be worth, not just a few cents, but a jaw-dropping $9 million? Sounds crazy, right? Well, strap in because today we're diving into the world of the 1960 Lincoln penny, one of the most valuable pennies you might have sitting around in your couch cushions. Stick around because you might just find out you've got one of these million-dollar beauties tucked away somewhere. Now, before you go raiding your spare change jar like it's the gold rush, let's take a second to understand what makes the 1960 penny so special. It's not just any penny. This little coin is actually one of the rarest and most valuable coins in modern US history. And trust me, we're not talking about a minor mistake or minting error that might make you a couple of bucks. Oh no, this penny has the potential to make you a millionaire. Yep, you heard that right. Millionaire. Don't go spending your savings just yet though. Let's break it down. First off, let's talk about what gives this penny its value. It's the 1960 double die obverse penny. Sounds fancy, right? I know, it's a mouthful. But here's the thing, this penny has a unique error in its minting process, which caused the design to be doubled on the obverse, meaning the front side where Abraham Lincoln's face is. Instead of a clean, crisp Lincoln, you get a ghostly double image. This is what makes it so valuable. Now, not every 1960 penny is worth $1 million. Oh, I wish it were that easy. But the ones with that double die error can fetch astronomical prices, and in rare cases, even up to $9 million. Yes, you're probably wondering, how did I not know about this sooner? Don't worry, you're not alone. A few months ago, I was digging through some change myself and found a 1960 I thought it was a regular old penny, so I tossed it in my junk coin jar. Only later did I realize that the coin sitting in my jar was worth more than my car. Yep, I nearly gave away my ticket to a beach house. But hey, that's what we're here for, to make sure you don't make the same mistake. The good news is, finding one of these rare 1960 pennies is still possible, and you don't need to go sifting through thousands of pennies to find one. Some collectors actually have a knack for spotting these rare coins in circulation, and while the chances are slim, it's definitely not impossible. But let's not sugarcoat it, the pennies worth millions are usually in mint condition. If you find one in perfect shape, you're sitting on a goldmine. If it's been sitting in a drawer for decades with some wear and tear, well, it's still worth a lot more than your average penny, but maybe not 9 million worth. So, how do you know if you've got the real deal? It's all about the details. You want to look for that doubled design on Lincoln's bust and the date, especially on the word Liberty. If it looks like someone's got a shaky hand and made an extra stamp or two, you've likely found a treasure. And if you're lucky enough to come across one, take it to a professional coin grader who can give you an official assessment. Trust me, you don't want to guess when it comes to a penny worth millions, but hold on, even if you don't find that mythical $9 million penny, don't lose hope. There are other rare coins out there worth big bucks. I mean, my friend once found a 1955 Lincoln cent that was worth about $1,000, and he thought that was impressive until he heard about the 1960 And if you don't want to sift through coins yourself, there are plenty of collectors out there who'll pay top dollar for your pennies if you know where to look. And don't worry, I'll share more tips with you in future videos. So there you have it, the 1960 double die obverse penny, a coin that could make you richer than you ever imagined if you happen to find one in mint condition. But remember, even if you don't find a $9 million penny in your pocket, keep hunting, keep learning, and don't throw away your change just yet. Before you go, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on coin hunting tips, hidden treasures, and strategies to make sure you're cashing in on your rare coins. I'll be back next week with more ways to turn your spare change into serious cash. Until then, happy coin hunting, and remember, you can always find value in the little things, even if it's just a penny. Alright, folks, gather round. Have you ever dug through your pockets or an old jar of loose change and found something that made your heart skip a beat? Maybe it was just a penny, but hold on, what if I told you that one particular penny, a 1962 D Lincoln, could actually be worth up to $8 million? Yeah, you heard that right. No, it's not a typo. Stick with me, because today, we're diving deep into the world of rare coins and uncovering why a simple penny could make you an instant millionaire. Now, you might be thinking, wait, is this some kind of coin flipping scam? Nope. This is 100% real, and trust me, this could be the one video that changes your financial future. Let's get into it. Okay, first things first, what makes the 1962 D Lincoln penny so special? I mean, come on, it's just a penny, right? I get it. You're probably thinking, I've got a ton of those in my wallet right now, and none of them are worth even a nickel. But let me tell you, this isn't your average coin. In fact, this is a coin with a secret. The 1962 D Lincoln penny gets its value from a unique error that happened during its minting process. This is what we call a double die error, which means the die used to stamp the coins got misaligned, resulting in some of the letters and numbers being doubled on the coin. You know, like when you try to write something fast and your pen skips, leaving 2 marks instead of 1. Yeah, that, but on a national scale. So, where do you find this golden, or should I say copper, ticket? Look closely at your 1962 D pennies. The error is most visible around the words liberty and in God we trust. If you're lucky enough to find one with this double imprint, congratulations. You could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, you might be asking, okay, but how much are we talking here? Well, prices vary depending on the condition, but let's talk big numbers. Some 1962 D Lincoln pennies with this rare double die error have been known to sell for over $8 million. Yep, you heard me. A penny. Worth more than your car. Your house. Maybe even your entire 401k. This thing is the unicorn of the penny world, my friends. But, before you go running to your couch cushions looking for that missing treasure, I need to be clear, these 1962 D pennies are extremely rare. We're talking 1 in a million rare. Most of them aren't worth anything more than the change you find in your laundry basket. But if you find the right one, it could change your life forever. It's the coin version of winning the lottery, but you don't need to buy a ticket. Just check your pocket change. Now, full disclosure, I've never found an $8 million penny in my couch cushions, yet. But here's a little funny story. I was once digging through a box of old coins I got from a yard sale, and I thought I found a rare 1955 double die penny. I freaked out. I mean, I was this close to calling up a museum. Turns out, it wasn't quite the gem I thought it was, but that's how easy it is to get excited about these coins. It's like coin hunting is a weird mix of treasure hunting and reality TV. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. But when you do, oh man, it's worth it. So, what can we take away from all this? If you're holding on to a 1962 D penny, take a good look. Make sure it's not just a regular old coin. You never know, it could be worth millions. But, even if it's not, don't give up hope. There are plenty of other rare coins out there just waiting to be discovered. And hey, even if your coins don't make you rich, at least you've got a fun hobby to dive into. Who knows? Maybe you'll discover the next big thing. If you want more tips and tricks on how to spot coins worth money, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You definitely don't want to miss out on future videos where we break down other rare finds and coin strategies. And trust me, you want to stay tuned, because the next one could be your ticket to a small fortune. Now, I want to kick things off with a real head-turner. Imagine stumbling across a coin that's worth more than your car. In fact, it's worth more than some people's houses. I'm talking about the 1966 D. Abraham Lincoln penny, yes, a penny. But not just any penny. We're talking about a coin that's pushing a mind-blowing $7 million. That's right, million with an M. Now, you may be thinking, is this a joke? Nope, it's not. So grab your magnifying glass, because we're diving into the real value of this penny and why it's making headlines. So let's set the stage. We're talking about the 1966 D Lincoln penny. First off, you might be wondering, what's so special about a penny from 1966? I've seen millions of those at the bottom of my couch cushions. Well, that's because this specific penny has a very rare and highly sought-after error on it. The error? The 1966 D Lincoln penny was supposed to be struck with a copper composition, but some of them were made with a wrong mix of metals. Now, that sounds a little complicated, but here's the deal: the D mint mark is the key here. These pennies were supposed to be 95% copper, but instead, they were made with a mix that includes some aluminum, something that doesn't happen often in a penny. So, if you find a 1966 penny with the D mint mark and it looks a little off, well, you might just be holding a future $7 million investment. But here's where it gets even more wild. This penny, due to the error, became super rare. And when something's rare, it's valuable. Like, wow, I wish I had bought stock in Apple when it was just a fruit, kind of valuable. See, this penny's potential is rooted in that minting mistake, one that makes it one of the most valuable and sought-after coins on the market. And for those lucky enough to find one of these, it's a collector's dream come true. I know, you're probably thinking, but I'm never gonna find one of those coins. Well, don't lose hope just yet. You'd be amazed how often people find these types of coins tucked away in their spare change or stashed in old coin jars. It happened to my buddy, Jim. He found a 1966 penny at a flea market, just sitting there like any other penny, and bought it for 25 cents. He didn't think much of it until a friend, who's into coin collecting, pointed out the mint mark. Jim ended up selling that penny for $7,000, yes, $7,000. Now, I'm not saying that'll happen to you, but hey, stranger things have happened, right? So, what do you do now? First off, start checking your change like a coin hunting pro. Grab your magnifying glass, get a good light source, and carefully examine any 1966 pennies you come across. If you spot that D mint mark and it looks a little off, congratulations, you might be holding a future fortune. And hey, even if you don't find a $7 million penny in your coin jar, there's still a whole world of rare coins out there waiting to be discovered. You never know, next time you check a random penny, it could be worth more than your morning coffee, or more like a nice vacation. You're digging through an old jar of pennies you've had lying around for years. Maybe you inherited it from your grandma, or maybe it's just that pile of loose change you never know what to do with. Suddenly, you come across a 1988 Lincoln penny. You're thinking, oh, cool, just another penny, nothing special. But what if I told you that little copper coin could actually be worth, hold on to your seats, $6 million? Yep, you heard that right, $6 million. Now, don't go running off to check your piggy bank just yet, but if you've got one of these bad boys, you might be sitting on more than just a nice lunch fund. Stick around to find out what makes this 1988 D penny so special, and why it's worth a serious fortune, because this is one of those wait, what moments. The 1988 D Lincoln penny, at first glance, might seem like just another boring penny. But there's a little twist in its tail, and it's all about the mint mark. You see, in 1988, there was a small batch of pennies struck with a slight error at the Denver Mint. Normally, when a coin is minted, it's done with precision. But sometimes, just sometimes, things don't go according to plan. In the case of the 1988 D penny, there was an issue with the minting process that resulted in a very rare mistake. The mistake itself was so subtle that most people wouldn't even notice it unless they really knew what to look for. So, what exactly happened here? Well, some of these pennies were struck with a double die, a fancy way of saying that the design was stamped onto the coin twice, which causes some of the details, like the date and the word Liberty, to appear a bit more prominent and slightly off-center. This error is extremely rare, and the ones that survived in good condition are worth their weight in gold, or should I say, in $6 million. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how am I supposed to know if my 1988 D penny is one of these rare ones? Good question. Don't worry, I've got you covered. First off, you'll want to check the mint mark. If it's at D, we're in business. Then, grab a magnifying glass, or if you're like me, you might just need your phone's camera to zoom in and carefully examine the details. Look at the date and the Liberty on the coin. If they're a little fuzzy or you notice some ghosting, like a shadow of the letters or numbers next to the original, it could be the double die error that makes this penny so valuable. And let's be real, folks, we're all a little obsessive when it comes to looking for rare coins, right? It's like hunting for treasure, except you're not digging up buried chests in your backyard, well, unless you're really into that kind of thing. Now, I know what you're thinking, sure, but isn't every 1988 D penny worth a fortune? Oh, I wish. The thing is, only a tiny number of these double-die pennies made it into circulation, and only a few have been preserved in pristine condition. The ones that have been graded high, by professional coin graders, of course, are the ones that can sell for crazy amounts of money. In fact, some of these pennies have been sold for up to $6 million. So, yeah, I think it's time to go rummaging through those jars of coins, don't you? Now, let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was at a local coin shop, just browsing. You know, just a casual let me see what's out there kind of trip. The owner pulls out a box of pennies, and after a bit of chatting, he tells me, "You never know what you'll find in here, some of these could be worth a lot." I wasn't expecting much. So, I start flipping through this box like a kid in a candy store, trying to look casual but secretly hyperventilating on the inside. And then, bam, I find a 1988 D penny. At first, I thought, oh, just another penny. But after checking it under the magnifying glass, there it was, a faint double die. I felt like I just hit the lottery. Of course, it wasn't worth $6 million, but I still walked out with a nice profit. So trust me when I say, go check your pennies. You never know what you might find. So, here's the deal, if you've got a 1988 D penny, don't toss it into the jar with the rest of the change just yet. Take a good look at it, check for that double die error, and maybe, just maybe, you've got $1 million coin on your hands. Even if it's not worth $6 million, hey, you might be able to sell it for a pretty penny, pun intended. And if you love learning about rare coins, tips on how to spot hidden treasures, and how to make money from your coin collection, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Trust me, you'll want to stay in the loop on all things valuable in the coin world. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pennies always be worth more than you expect. Do you have a 1996 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark sitting in your collection? Well, get ready to have your mind blown because that penny could be worth, drumroll please, up to $5 million. Yep, you heard me right. I know, it sounds like something out of a treasure hunt movie, but stick around because I'm about to explain how this little penny could potentially change your life, if you've got the right one, of course, and no, I'm not pulling your leg here. This is the real deal. So grab that penny, and let's dive in. First of all, when you hear the words, 1996 D Lincoln penny, you might be thinking, hey, I've got a whole jar of those sitting around. That doesn't sound too special. And honestly, most 1996 pennies are, well, pretty average. But here, if your penny has the right features, you might just be holding on to something worth a small fortune. Now, here's the thing. We're talking about an extremely rare variety of the 1996 D penny, one that was accidentally struck with the wrong die. This rare mistake has made these pennies incredibly valuable. But, don't go running off to your penny jar just yet. Not every 1996 D penny is going to give you a sudden influx of cash. You've got to look for a few key traits. The first thing to know is that you need to find the D mint mark. That's the little D on the bottom of the obverse side, where Lincoln's face is staring back at you. But here's the kicker, the error coin we're after is a double die variety. This means that the coin was struck twice, resulting in a noticeable doubling of the date or the inscriptions on the coin. When you closely inspect the 1996 D penny, you might notice that the 9 in the date and other parts of the design seem a bit, well, doubled. That's when you've got something special, but here's where the story gets even juicier. The current market value for a 1996 D double-die penny can hit anywhere from a few $100s all the way up to $5 million. Now, I know you're probably thinking, is this just some wild coin myth? Well, not exactly. There are actual confirmed sales where these error coins have fetched insane prices at auctions. We're talking serious money here. Let me tell you, I've personally found some unusual coins in my own collection, and it's like a mini treasure hunt every time. Just the other day, I was going through my old jar of pennies, you know, the one that's been sitting in the back of my closet for years. Don't judge, we all have one, and I found a couple that caught my eye. Nothing worth millions, but I got pretty excited. It's funny how easy it is to forget that every penny has a history, and sometimes that history can make it worth a lot more than you think, but finding these rarities is not as simple as just stumbling across them. You've got to do your homework, pay close attention to detail, and maybe get the coin professionally graded to confirm its authenticity. You know, don't just go calling up your local pawn shop expecting them to give you the golden ticket on the spot. Trust me, you'll want to do your research. So, what's the takeaway here? If you happen to have a 1996 D penny and you're lucky enough to have one of these double-die error coins, you could be sitting on a goldmine, potentially worth $5 million. It's wild, right? And remember, coins are much more than just pocket change. They can hold some serious value if you know what to look for. So, don't toss out those pennies or think they're all the same. Take a closer look and keep searching. You never know when you might stumble across a hidden gem. Before you go, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a tip about coins worth money and strategies on how to sell them for top dollar. I've got plenty more exciting videos lined up to help you get your coin collection, and your bank account, to the next level. I have a question for you. How much do you think a penny is worth? A cent, right? Well, what if I told you that a penny, yes, a single penny, could be worth $3 million? Sounds crazy, right? But hold on, it gets even better. Today, we're talking about the 2004 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. You heard that right, a 2004 penny with no mint mark. This isn't your regular penny you found in your couch cushions. Nope, this little guy could be sitting on a small fortune. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be looking at every penny in your pocket with a little more suspicion. Okay, let's break this down. In 2004, the U.S. Mint released the Abraham Lincoln pennies as part of the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. They were made to honor the 16th president and featured a brand new design on the back, a log cabin to represent his humble beginnings. But here's the kicker, a very small number of these pennies were released without a mint mark. The mint mark is usually placed right below the date, and it tells you which U.S. Mint facility made the coin. Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, you know the drill. But for some reason, a few of the 2004 pennies were sent out without any mint mark at all. And when that happened, a coin collector's dream was born. Now, this is where things get a little spicy. The 2004 no mint mark penny is rare. And when I say rare, I mean rare. We're talking fewer than 10 known to exist in uncirculated condition, and some estimates put the value of one of these coins at $3 million. That's right, $3 million for a penny. If that doesn't make you double-check your change jar, I don't know what will. Here's the thing, this penny doesn't just magically appear in your pocket. Finding a 2004 no mint mark penny requires some serious luck, or a really old coin jar. I'll tell you, I've had my own adventures with rare coins. I once thought I had struck gold with a coin that turned out to be worth exactly 3 cents. But hey, every coin has its day, right? Now, if you're thinking, okay, that's cool, but how can I tell if I've got a 2004 no mint mark penny? Here's the trick, look closely at the date on the penny. If it says 2004 but there's no mint mark, you've got yourself a potential gem. But don't get too excited just yet, there's more. You've got to check the condition of the penny. If it's worn down or damaged, don't expect to make a fortune. But if it's in mint or near mint condition, especially if it looks shiny and new, you're definitely in the game. So, let's recap. The 2004 no-mint mark penny is a rare, potentially $3 million treasure hiding in your change jar or pocket lint. But like anything in the world of coins, it takes a sharp eye and a little bit of luck to spot it. And if you do find one, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, before you go off to check your piggy bank or start raiding your friend's spare change, remember this: rare coins are out there, and they could be hiding in plain sight. So if you want more tips on how to spot hidden gems, how to get the best value for your coins, or maybe just want to hear more stories about my coin hunting misadventures, I promise, they're pretty funny. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And hey, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the valuable tips we'll be sharing in the future. Thanks for watching, and may the rare pennies be with you. Until next time, happy hunting, and keep those coins in your pocket, because you never know, you might be carrying around a gold mine.